When done properly, the internet, screens, and particularly social media can provide 5 essential elements of adolescent well-being: a sense of control over one's environment, individuation, self-expression, a connection to others, and acceptance. And then there is the abyss. Welcome to App-Propriate, a podcast designed to give you a little taste into the positives and negatives of the most popular social media apps, so that you and your most importants can make more informed, healthy, and safer choices when it comes to interacting through your screens. I'm your host, Joe Langford. Note that I said safer, not safe. Interacting through screens with other humans contains a degree of natural risk, just like real life. And I believe that education leads to empowerment, and I hope this information helps add a degree of safety, social responsibility, and good digital citizenship to your social networking and the conversations you have about it with your family. Today's episode is about Voxer. Voxer falls into the texting or messenger app category. Voxer is the grandparent of PTT, push-to-talk, or walkie-talkie apps. It allows users to exchange real-time voice messages, like a walkie-talkie, to other Voxer users, both individually and in groups. In addition to sending voice messages back and forth, Voxer users can also send texts, photos, and location info. Although it largely has an adult following, and those predominantly use it in some job-related capacity, it's become popular over the last several years amongst teens who enjoy its fun combination of texting and talking. Voxer works and feels just like a walkie-talkie, and underagers don't have to go through a mobile service provider. They can message other Voxer users just by downloading the app. When someone sends a message, either to an individual person or a created group, anyone who received the message can respond to it. A group chat can be set up around an event, a homework assignment, or a trip. However, more and more often, kids are using it simply to chat amongst their group of friends, a trend that's become more and more commonplace with younger groups of kids from high school all the way down to elementary school. Voxer allows users to send and receive messages from mobile devices without limits or fees. Some parents like Voxer as much as kids do. It can be a fun way to communicate with your kids and a great way to stay in touch with friends and family who live far away without racking up a big bill. Unfortunately, the combination of new, fun, and teens typically means that it isn't long until someone figures out a way to exploit it for dangerous purposes. And Voxer's been no exception. It's been linked to a history of very serious cyberbullying situations. Impulsive and inexperienced users can use Voxer to chat with strangers, send inappropriate photos or cruel messages, both to individuals and about individuals in front of large groups. Users do not have the ability to verify who's on the other end of a Voxer account, and it's super easy for users to set up fake accounts during the sign-up process, which makes cyberbullying and other inappropriate behaviors easy to pull off. The app stores rate Voxer as 4+, because it technically has no objectionable content, though this is totally separate from the Voxer Terms of Service, which says their service is only for individuals aged 13 and older. Though I do believe that it's each family's right and responsibility to decide at what age their child jumps into the larger social media pool, I also believe that technology in and of itself isn't good or bad. It's who's using it and how it's being used that makes the difference. Regular followers know that I'm not a fan of the adolescent group text phenomenon, but it's a thing. And parents need to both be aware of it and discuss it with our kids. Kids need to know how to extricate themselves from such conversations. That seems like a simple thing from an adult perspective, but kids don't necessarily develop those skills on their own. And while group texting also isn't inherently dangerous, it can be a motivating factor for accidental social disaster or even active bullying. Mean messages can be sent to or outside a group chat, in some cases creating social rifts, and even the popularity contest of who is included or not from a particular group thread can be weaponized. Communicating through our screens is tough enough for adults. A host of human communication, including voice inflection, body language, it's non-existent, and things like humor and sarcasm can become complicated really quickly. Then consider the natural sensitivity and heightened anxiety of adolescence, the overconfidence that both screens and an audience can inspire, mob mentality in general, When large groups of preteens, many of whom may be trembling on the edge of pubescence, begin interacting digitally, things can devolve very quickly into one big poop emoji. It's way too easy for a group chat to hit a communication snag that ignites a misunderstanding and division and drama amongst its members. It's important to remind your child that a group text, like anything shared online, can be captured and shared outside of that group, and to be aware that the digital conversation is never secret or private, and to speak and text accordingly, especially if it's about someone who isn't there. And never say anything online that you would feel uncomfortable saying to that person or the group face to face. If or when something hurtful is said or done, teach your child to take a break and step away before responding. Separate from Voxer itself, if you choose to allow your child to participate in regular group texting, take and create opportunities and discuss conflict management, thinking bigger picture, and developing tough skin. It's important to have conversations with your kids about these topics, empowering them with the knowledge on how to group chat responsibly, how to handle the problems that will inevitably occur, and under what circumstances it may be necessary to bail. Specifically, the Voxer app also enables share location and disables the privacy mode by default. This means that not only can your kid be shouting their location to random others, but those randoms can find your kid by searching their name or their email address. It's important with Voxer to be sure that your child has not shared their phone number, full name, location, or physical address in their profile. This goes for other platforms too. On Voxer, people who are being gross or inappropriate can be blocked, but conversations about boundaries ahead of time and setting privacy settings proactively is always the better practice.
Are you raising boys? If so, you're probably confused and overwhelmed, at least some of the time. I'm Jennifer L.W. Fink, parent of 4 boys.
And I'm Janet Allison, teacher of many more. We're the co-hosts of On Boys Parenting Podcast, where we explore and explain boy behavior with a healthy dose of humor, insight, and inspiration.
We share concrete, life-changing tips that we've discovered over the last 20 years of parenting and teaching boys. You'll also meet leading experts and best-selling authors.
With listeners in over 100 countries, On Boys has quickly become a parent favorite. As one mom said, "I feel like I'm not alone on this journey when I connect with On Boys."
Find On Boys on your favorite podcast platform or subscribe at onboyspodcast.com. Join us for real talk about parenting, teaching, and reaching tomorrow's men.
Thank you for listening. I'm Joe Langford. I'm a therapist, a sex and tech educator, and a dad, and I specialize in helping families navigate that intersection of adolescence, sexuality, technology, and behavior. More information about me and my work to promote healthy, positive, and safer sexual and social behavior, both online and off, can be found at my website, beheroes.net.
The advice presented in this podcast is a form of education and is intended to provide general information about common though broad topics that impact underage people. Specific circumstances and facts may make said advice unsuitable and/or other actions necessary for individuals. This podcast is meant to be an adjunct, not a replacement for IRL experience, professional advice, and good old-fashioned common sense. In addition, much of the information included here can and most likely will change with time, culture, and the rapid development of technology. BeHeroes.net does not seek nor accept any monetary gain or financial support from any social media platform mentioned. BeHeroes.net is committed to providing quality consulting, coaching, product, speaker, and contracted therapeutic services, advocacy, and resources to clients, visitors, customers, colleagues, and fans. Appropriate is produced by BeHeroes.net.